Hello, hello! How often do you find yourself typing the same information again and again on your Mac? What if I told you that there was a smarter way to save time and eliminate this repetitive task? Let's jump right into it. At a high level, there are actually three main techniques or strategies to reduce repetitive typing. The first one is text replacement. The second one is by using templates. And the last one is by leveraging automation. Now, to keep the episodes short and sweet, I've decided to dedicate a separate one for each strategy. So it means that I will cover text replacement now in this episode, and then I will focus on templates in the next one, so episode 62, and I will talk about automating text input in episode 63. So the fastest way to reduce repetitive typing is a technique called text replacement. The idea is to be able to type just a few characters that would immediately be replaced by several words or even multiple paragraphs of text. This has the potential to literally 10x your typing speed without the need to take typing classes. In this episode, I will cover the built-in feature of macOS, then a third-party tool called TextExpander. So, first option, the built-in text replacement capability of macOS. If your Mac is running macOS 13 Ventura or later, you would need to open System Settings, then visit Keyboard, and there you would find text replacements. On macOS 12 Monterey or earlier, you open System Preferences, then Keyboard, and there you will have text. So you will see two columns, the snippets, the thing that you will type, and then on the right, what will get replaced, the replacement column. When I need to enter the VAT number of EasyTech, I use the trigger, TVA. TVA, it's VAT, but in French. On social media, when I post things, I have hashtags that I used very often. And so I've used the snippet, #1, and that would be then automatically replaced by #Apple space #technology. I have #2, #3, #4, depending on whether it's iOS related or macOS related or security related. To do remote sessions or remote support, I get my clients to install the TeamViewer Quick Support application. Some of them don't have it yet, and so I've created a snippet, QS for Quick Support. And so whenever I need to send that link, it could be via messages, WhatsApp, or via an email, I just type QS, and automatically it gets split into https://downloads.tviewer.com/ I don't remember exactly the path, but it's a very long URL. So a few tips when you create text replacement. Number one, choose a prefix for your snippets. I recommend it to be a special character. Like in my case, I use the comma for the built-in text replacement capability, but it could be the dash, it could be something else. Do not use a character that you would use otherwise, like the hashtag, right? If you use hashtag, there's a chance that you would use it whenever you are on social media already, and also be consistent. So in my case, built-in text replacement of macOS, I use the comma. Whenever I use TextExpander, I use the dash as the prefix. With the built-in text replacement capability, you can replace your snippet by multiple paragraphs. The trick is you write that somewhere else. So for instance, in Notes, in Pages, in Word, in a Google Doc, doesn't matter. So you create your multiple paragraph text, you copy that, and then you paste it inside System Settings or System Preferences. It will look like it's a long sentence, but actually when it will be replaced, automatically it will put the return character for you. Third tip about this is that it is synchronized via iCloud, which means that you can define it on any of your Macs, or you can even define one on your iPhone, and then it will be available on your Mac, and vice versa. And a tip only valid for macOS. If you want to do a backup, it's simple. From system settings or system preferences, you do the Command A keyboard shortcut, which means it will select all your text replacements. And then with the mouse, you just drag and drop outside of system settings or system preference. So for instance, in a folder in Finder, or it could be also on your desktop if you want to. And that will create a file. And that means that you now have a backup, which if for some reason there is an issue, or if you delete some text replacement by mistake, you would be able then to repopulate. If you just want to share one text replacement, you just select that one and you drag and drop that one, and it will do a backup of only that specific text replacement. Now, this feature is a really great starting point, and I encourage you to explore it and to use it, but it is limited. One of the limitations is that it doesn't store formatting like bold, underline, italic. And so this is why I'm covering now the tool that I'm using the most for text replacement, and it's called TextExpander. So it's much more powerful. One thing, for instance, that it can do is to use the content of the clipboard anywhere in the replacement phase. So you can have predefined text, then you put clipboard, and then you finish off with other text, which means that whatever is in the clipboard will be automatically included when you will trigger the snippet. But you can also use the tabulation key. You can use the return key. You can use something called a fill-in field, which would be like a text box ready for you to customize, to put some text manually. But you can also create pick list if you know that you only have a few options. So in my case, for instance, when I do training, the day of the training is usually either a Tuesday, a Wednesday, or a Thursday. So I have already a pick list, and whenever I need to send a message or an email to my students saying the next training will take place on, and then I can choose the day of the week. But on top of that, it also can put the date. So today's date, but you can also do date calculations. So you could say in 10 days, so today's day plus 10 days, and it will automatically put the right date over there. It is cloud-based, meaning you can synchronize all your snippets. It's also multi-platform. So it means it runs on Mac, on iPhone, on iPad, but also on Microsoft Windows. And they even developed a Chrome extension, which means it can run on Linux as well. It is possible to share groups of snippets with other people, and it has very affordable pricing. I'm not at all sponsored by TextExpander, but I really love it. So pricing starts at $3.33 per month or $39.96 per year for the individual plan, and then for the business plan, it starts at $8.33 per month or $99.96 per year per person. Quick words about my personal experience. It has helped me save 26 hours, 40 minutes over the last 3.5 months. So it's a lot. A few examples. One that I use the most is -YMD. Y for year, M for month, D for day. And so -YMD will get expanded into today's date in the format the year dash the month in 2 digits dash the day in 2 digits. That's my naming conventions for files on my computer. But I also use ChatGPT a lot, and I use it for the Apple News Flash that I do. It's a monthly newsletter that I do for EasyTech. And so I have a prompt that is already predefined, and I want ChatGPT to summarize the most important information from a bunch of article titles and URLs that I've collected over the past month. And so I curate the URLs and the article links. I already categorize them. And then when let's say that I have a bunch of articles related to Apple TV Plus, I will select all those article titles and URLs. I will do Command-C to copy them in the clipboard. Then I will use my TextExpander snippet, which is -nf-gpt. And inside the ChatGPT window, it will write my prompt, put the clipboard content, and then it goes ahead with the summarization. Now, whether you use TextExpander or the built-in text replacement capability of macOS, there are two main hurdles with this strategy. First of all, you need to make sure to define the snippets so that they don't fire inadvertently, right? The second hurdle is, I would say, the biggest one. It's actually, you need to remember them, right? And the more you have, the more you need to keep them in your brain. And I know how painful it is already with passwords. So with text replacement snippets, I can understand also that it's not, it can be difficult. That's one of the reasons why I prefer TextExpander also, is because it has a keyboard shortcut, Command equal, that allows me, when I don't remember a snippet, to search for them. So I do Command equal, I have a search bar like a Spotlight search bar. I type a few letters related to what I'm looking for, and usually I'll quickly find the trigger and then I can invoke it. So to recap, the goal of this episode was to explore text replacement techniques that can help you drastically reduce repetitive typing on your Mac. I've started with the built-in text replacement of macOS. Then I covered a third-party application called TextExpander, which alone has helped me save more than 26 hours in the past 3.5 months. In the next episode, episode 62, I will dive into the use of templates. It's another strategy that can help you minimize repetitive typing when text replacement cannot help you or doesn't make sense. So that's it for today. If you'd like to know how well you are currently coping with the 3 killers of Mac productivity, I've prepared a free quiz available at macpreneur.com/score. So visit macpreneur.com/score to discover your Mac productivity score today. And until next time, I'm Damien Schreurs, wishing you a great